Everybody, Scott Luton with Supply Chain Now as we continue some great conversations with business leaders across the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. And I got a special one here. Folks, meet John Wayne Walding with Gallantry Global Logistics. John Wayne, how you doing?
Hey, very nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, he's got quite a grip, let me tell you. Folks, if you ever follow our Veteran Voices series, John Wayne Walding appeared there, had a really incredible background story. We're going to touch on some of that here today, but folks, he's doing big things in global supply chain. But where we want to start with, John Wayne, is tell us a little about yourself. You know, the whole industry has been taking note. You've been moving mountains for quite some time. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I always say that I'm 100% Texan, right? Because my mom was Mexican, my dad was a roughneck, right?
Okay.
So oil and tacos, right? That doesn't get much more Texan than that. But no, I joined the military, you know, soon after high school, and spent the majority of my adult life in the military. Most of that was in 3rd Special Forces Group at Fort Bragg, doing you know, the cool guy stuff that Green Berets do, and unfortunately was shot in 2008 in a firefight. As a result of that gunshot wound, I became a below knee amputee. Don't worry, you should see the other guy. Yeah, and his village, right? But since the amputation, God's blessed me to do some incredible things, right? I was the first amputee to graduate Green Beret Sniper School, you know, ran the Dallas Marathon, done the Baton Death March, you know, climbed mountains, and you know, was the first amputee to graduate Green Beret Sniper School, right? Done some pretty cool stuff, but nothing that I feel is more fulfilling and more profound than what we're doing here at Gallantry Global Logistics.
I'm blown away. I am speechless. That doesn't happen too often, John Wayne Walding. He's not just moving mountains, he's climbing them too. Goodness gracious. All right, so let's do this. We also understand, I got to call this out. You're named John Wayne Walding, and you're also born on July 4th, Independence Day. John Wayne, I mean, you're like a walking tribute to Americana,
yeah.
huh?
And I was a Green Beret, right? And people forget that John Wayne did the movie, The Green
That's
Berets,
right?
And I never will forget asking my dad, thinking I was going to get this great story, right, about, hey, Dad, why'd you name me John Wayne? You know, and thought it was going to have something awesome, but he was, you know, he was a hippie, so he pretty much said, well, you had a cool birthday. Guess you needed a cool name.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah. I love it. All right.
So I guess I made it stick.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And folks, there's so much more to John Wayne Walding's story. You'll have to tune in to some other podcasts we'll do. But I want to shift gears over to the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. You know, we're talking with a variety of business leaders from really across global supply chain, and getting their thoughts first with what it's like to live and work here. What's cool about DFW?
I think the great thing about the DFW Metroplex, one, is obviously specific to my background and the purpose of Gallantry is to hire veterans, right? It's very, very veteran supportive, right? If you're a veteran and you come here, you know, it's a very high likelihood that you're going to get into a network of people that just really want to help you, right? And so first and foremost, the patriotism and help for veterans at the DFW Metroplex, it's second to none across the nation, right? So I've got that going for me. And then also the economy, right? We've got everything from the finance market to, you know, it is Texas, right? So we got some oil, you know, stuff here and everything in between. And so we really do have a great place if you want to start a business to have.
Black gold, Texas tea.
Drill, baby, drill.
I think that's the beginning of the Beverly Hillbillies, I think, is old sitcom back in the day. Well, so no shortage of stories. It's interesting as I pose that question to so many different folks, how the bevy and variety of answers we get, right? But clearly, one common theme has emerged. It's great to live here, great to do business here. So I want to ask you this, from an industry standpoint, right? We've talked about the technology and the growth of technology and investment, you know. We've talked about, of course, the transportation and logistics mecca that the DFW Metroplex is. We've talked about healthcare, manufacturing, so many different areas. But if you had to call out one element to this local, big, regional, powerful ecosystem that maybe some of our audience members around the globe it might surprise them, what would that be?
So an industry vertical that people may not know that is big to Dallas, I think it would be the finance market, right? Right. We just started we got the New York Stock Exchange, right? Well, we just started the Dallas Stock Exchange, and that's something that's new that a lot of people don't know about. And obviously, from the private equity and venture capitalists, they invest in where they live a lot of the times, and so that just really dwindles down into a lot of the industries here. But I think that's something that would be unique that maybe people don't think of Dallas and finance.
I didn't know it. I tell you what, the Dallas Stock Exchange, only in Texas, my friend, only in Texas.
You're welcome, America. Come on.
All right, good stuff. I wish we had 3 hours with you, Ben. All right, so let's shift over. You're leading Gallantry Global Logistics, making stuff happen in global supply chain. There's so much going on. It's really an intriguing, rewarding time to be in global end-to-end supply chain, right? What's one thing that you're tracking? One innovation, one topic, one trend in global supply chain that's really got your attention here?
I think it's the obvious inevitability of AI, right? I think if you don't acknowledge the significance that it's going to have across every platform, shame on you, right? And so that's definitely something that I've been watching is not only what are its capabilities, but also how quickly is it evolving into changing, day to day, and that's something that I'm following.
Yeah, I'm with you. No lie. I was looking at the pictures of the week, and I think it was the Atlantic Weekly. I think it was. Don't quote me on that part. But this fascinating image they had was these camel races in Qatar. And when I first looked at them, I thought the jockeys looked really small, right? And jockeys a lot of times are small because you don't want to weigh the horses down or the camels down or whatever. But in this particular race was just a couple weeks ago, it was robots riding camels. They were robot jockeys. And I'm like, goodness gracious.
Why wouldn't they be?
What a time we're
Why
living
wouldn't there
in,
be a
right?
robot on top of a camel?
Tell you what. All right, before I make sure folks can connect with you, because we're not doing your full story justice, let's make sure, though, folks know what Gallantry Global Logistics does. In a nutshell, how would you explain what you do to folks out there?
Yeah, so Gallantry Global Logistics is a freight forwarding service disabled veteran, minority-owned business that specializes in shipments of consequence, right? And the whole purpose of my company is to provide the next mission for veterans and first responders after their service to this nation, right? I know firsthand what it's like to get shot, be in that hospital bed, terrified to know if I got one leg or two, right? And to have the great Americans that truly have given me the hand up, right? Not hand out, but the hand up to help me transition from my service. I just want to forever give that back, right? And so how do we do that? Well, we do that by providing solutions for those supply chains out there.
Love that. Man, what a mission. All right, one bonus question. I'm an Air Force veteran. Don't hold that against me now. But
you don't have to say it. By saying it, you.
Oh, the data analyst in Air Force. Man, I'm standing here beside an American hero. All right. But I'm very passionate about our united veteran community, right? Really important. I love your mission to serving our country and that community. Right. But speaking to veterans out there, because I get approached a lot. Veterans that maybe they're starting their transition, they're going through their transition, or maybe they're just looking for a career and they're already out. For veterans that want to get involved in the global supply chain industry, what's one piece of advice that you might offer veterans that might help them find that good career start?
Yeah, well, the best piece of advice that I could give them, frankly, has nothing to do with the industry. It's more about you're not alone, right? Even though you may be in the house by yourself right now, you're not alone. You've got people out there that genuinely want to help you, right? And as long as you understand that, well, then you can branch out and branch out and try to find those in our industry. One thing specific to the industry that I want those veterans to know is that, man, you can have a lot of fun in logistics. Right, as a Green Beret, I never thought I'd say I'd be a logistician, right, by any stretch of imagination. Having said that, I'm so glad that I'm in it, and it really is a great way to make a living. It's a great way to make change with my veteran counterparts, and I'm just glad to be here.
Love that advice, especially the front end. Hey, you're not alone, and folks, it's also. We encourage you. If you need help, raise that hand. There's nothing wrong with that either. There's a bunch of folks out there that want to help, as you put it, not hand out, but help up. Is that what you said? Hand up.
Hand up, not a handout.
That's right. Okay, John Wayne Walding, you're an inspiring speaker with a story that we just scratched the surface of. I know you do a lot of keynoting, you speak to a lot of boards and companies out there. If folks wanted to track you down for that, or if they wanted to maybe do some business with you over at Gallantry, how can folks connect with you?
Yeah, I'll start with Gallantry, right? Because that's what is I jokingly say my real job, right? But all jokes aside, that's where I feel God's put me at is to put veterans back to work, right? Give them a culture, a community, something that they're used to being in the military. And so gallantrylogistics.com is our website. Please go there, reach out to us. Obviously we have all the socials. You can reach out to us on all of those. Specific to me, pretty simple, johnwaynewalding.com, right? Can't mess that up, right? Just type my name, put .com on the end, and if you got any speaking requests, you can reach out to me on that.
It is just that easy. John Wayne, break my hand again, would you? Thank you for being here with us. Thanks for what you do, and look forward to reconnecting with you soon. What a great conversation with John Wayne Walding. Hey, connect with him, follow him, and Gallantry Global Logistics to learn a whole bunch more about the story that he shared just a little bit of here today. And stay tuned as we talk with all kinds of business leaders here across the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. Learn their stories, and especially learn why they love to live, work, and play right here in DFW. Stay tuned, and you can check them all out at supplychainnow.com.